Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another video. This is today's second video. If you haven't already and you want to, you can go and check out my initial reaction to today's episode of Doctor Who, Revolution of the Daleks. This is going to be a longer, sort of more in-depth take, my first impression of this episode. Obviously, it aired, for me anyway, about half an hour ago, so I am now just reeling off all the thoughts that have initially come to my head. Tomorrow I will give you a proper sort of breakdown video, either tomorrow or the day after, so stay tuned for that. So, before the credits even happened, I was really engaged with this episode. The characters they built up, this is going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this review, but Chibnall's character work in this episode was ridiculously impressive. Like, that is definitely the highlight of the episode, and it almost detracts from the Daleks and the plot, which I still thought was really good, but the fact that the characters are so well written, like, I know it was kind of cheap having that initial, like, guy who gets killed in the truck have those pictures of his family and all of that, but I thought it was really good. It sold the characters, it made you care more when they get ruthlessly murdered. I loved that little sort of, the woman gives him the tea, then steals the van, and yeah, obviously, then you get the title sequence, which, is it just me, or was there a slight change up there? Like, it looked slightly different, not entirely new, just somewhat different to what I remember. That could just be me though. And seeing John Barrowman's name in the title sequence again, that was just, that was brilliant. Anyway, title sequence happens and you're instantly thrown into the episode. Well, I say instantly, there was actually quite a big wait before you actually see the Doctor and the fam. But when you eventually get round to seeing the Doctor in prison, I genuinely really enjoyed it. Only problem is, she's only in prison for about 5 minutes. Like, what was the point of putting the Doctor in prison if you're just gonna break her out immediately? And there wasn't a proper lasting consequence to the Doctor being in prison. Like, maybe we'll see it more throughout Series 13, but I felt she needed to spend longer in prison, and it needed to be a more dramatic moment when she broke out. Like, I was not expecting Jack to show up at all. I thought he was going to be on Earth with the fam the entire time, and I did love, like, he just comes out of nowhere and is like, I've been waiting for like 170 days to break you out of this cell. I thought that was really good, but there was no sort of build-up. He just spun out of nowhere and then the plot carried on. I felt like the Doctor and Jack deserved a better reunion. Like, even in Utopia with David Tennant, Jack and the Doctor had a better reunion than they did here, and it's been exactly 11 years since Jack's last appearance. Well, since the last time Jack saw the Doctor on our screens, because obviously he was in Fugitive of the Judoon, but if you remember, the last time we saw him was End of Time Part 2, which is 11 years ago today. So that's my only sort of, that's my major critique of the prison bit. Like, it was too short, that there wasn't enough emotional build-up there. However, the brief time we spent there, I did really love it, and I absolutely, like, Jodie's Doctor, I'm fully, properly sold on now. Like, I really liked her, especially when she was, like, talking to the Pating and the Sycorax and all those other aliens in the cages, just giving them nicknames, walking down the corridor, saying hello to the security cameras. Like, I can imagine a Doctor like Tom Baker doing that sort of thing. Obviously, it wouldn't be with the Yorkshire accent like this. It would be more of a, hello, camera number 48, or, you know what I mean. It's just, it felt very Doctor-y, and I really enjoyed that about the episode. So, after the prison bit, we cut to the fam. Now, once again, I feel like they deserve to do more, because they researched a lot, but they didn't do anything with the research. Yes, they sort of meet Jack Robertson, but then they're instantly turned away. I felt like it needed to be more of a build-up to the Doctor meeting Jack than the Doctor meeting the fam, and it needed to be this really big thing midway through the episode, whereas it was sort of all over and done with for the first 10 minutes. Also, where the hell did, like, all those people from the Timeless Children go? Like, Ravio, Ethan, like, well, Koshamas went and blew himself up, but all of those others, they came back to Earth with Ryan, Graham and Yaz, and they're just not mentioned in the episode. Like, what actually happened to them? I'm genuinely intrigued to know that, but I guess we'll never know. As I said at the start, the character stuff though was flawless. I loved the fact that Yaz was sat in this TARDIS with the notes everywhere, all this. They're definitely setting up Thasmin, which for those of you who don't know, 13 and Yaz. I don't think, however, 13 is going to reciprocate these romantic feelings, but Yaz has a crush on the Doctor. Like, you can see that, especially with her interactions with Jack later on in the episode. There's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic there. Also, once again, I cannot remember the actor's name, but it looks like we have a third companion for Series 13, which, yeah, you know, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, he was only there for like 10 seconds, and we don't even know if it's a companion. Like, I'm still confused about that whole thing at the end. But yeah, Yaz, the Doctor, and this new guy looking good. Also, I want to, like, talk about sort of middle of the episode now. That's where we are. The Daleks are perfect. Like, you cannot write Daleks better than Chris Chibnall. These Daleks are the most threatening Daleks. They have a higher, like, kill count in this single episode than I'm pretty sure the entirety of the Moffat era. Like, all 6 seasons that Moffat wrote, there are now more dead people because of Daleks in Chibnall's Who than all 6 seasons of that, which is insane. And I think he's got to be close to Russell T Davies' era as well. Like, these Daleks are ruthless, and I love the little bits of sass that these Daleks have as well. Oh, and the cinematography in that new, like, Dalek ship, the bronze Dalek ship, that looked absolutely fantastic. I loved the bridge scene, Bristol Suspension Bridge. After all these, like, over a year of waiting to see what was happening at Bristol Suspension Bridge, we finally know, and it looked really cool. Daleks versus Daleks, once again, I feel like it could have had more. Like, it was really, really good and left me wanting more, which is almost the point in like, TV. Like, you want to be left wanting more. It's better than feeling underwhelmed, but I felt they could have fleshed it out more, show more Daleks fighting Daleks. But that's a sort of minor critique. Like, those Daleks, phenomenal. Once again, I want to say, with Captain Jack's return, it was absolutely brilliant to see John Barrowman back, and you cannot fault the writing there. His character, like, perfectly in line with how he's always been, and I loved his little bits of flirting with Graham. Like, I thought that was quite funny. But, he just felt a little bit underused, like, more impact on Jack. But, yeah, overall, I loved the way Jack was sent off, sort of, to lead the other squad, and I did get, like, really strong sort of, are they setting up a Torchwood kind of thing here? Like, Yaz and Jack go off on their own and have this little thing. They could easily slip into Torchwood, and especially at the end with Ryan and Graham going to investigate all these other things. Like, there could be a Torchwood revival. Like, please. And they even name-dropped Gwen Cooper, which was, when that happened, I was just, like, fanboying. But it does make me think as well, like, Jack didn't even get a proper exit, really. Does that mean he's coming back for Series 13? Like, surely it does, because he was just sort of on the phone, like, yeah, Doctor, I'm gonna go now, bye. And then he was gone. We didn't even get a sort of, like, every Russell T Davies Jack exit. Yeah. But, speaking of exits, we're kind of skipping ahead. Actually, I won't talk about exits just yet. I'm going to carry on narrative structure-wise. So, we're now Bristol Suspension Bridge. Jack Robertson teams up with the Daleks. Loved that. Jack Robertson. I know he's a controversial character and people are like, he's just a parody of Donald Trump. But I thought it was funny. I liked it a lot. Jack Robertson, welcome back anytime in Doctor Who. Obviously, he's not a big enough threat to be his own villain, but he is just really nice to sort of lighten up the mood, add a little bit of comedy, and it did feel like, oh no, it's all gone to crap when Jack meets the Daleks. Like, in a good way, obviously, you're supposed to feel like that. And yeah, him and the Daleks played off each other really well. Once again, Daleks' writing in this episode was absolutely brilliant. Also, just the cinematography and the look and the ideas behind it, like the TARDIS in the sky with Jodie leaning out and the Daleks going round. I might put that as my laptop wallpaper. It just looked so cool. It was really high stakes as well. And I said to my sister while we were watching, Jodie Whittaker basically pulled a Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi and was just like pretending to be there, and then, haha, you fell for my trick, I'm not actually there, and then she's in the other place. But yeah, I thought that, I loved that little thing. And it gets rid of the house TARDIS perfectly. It also gets rid of the Daleks perfectly. So yeah, no faults there. Loved the plot itself. There aren't actually any plot holes I can think of. Like, maybe there's 1 or 2 Daleks left on Earth, but then that could probably be like setting up the future. The one thing I am still, like, I know I said it at the start, but the prison, that was like, we didn't even see any Jadoon. Like, what was the point? What was the point in putting the Doctor in prison? Yes, it's for the narrative because they need 10 months where the companions haven't seen the Doctor and oh, it's sad and stuff. But still, I felt like the Doctor definitely deserved longer. Well, she didn't deserve it, but she should have been in the prison more. Anyway, I think that's sort of getting towards the end of the episode. Not this review, however. Don't click away. Don't click away. Right, so end of the episode. Obviously, big thing is, like, Daleks are all gone. The new Daleks, sadly, are gone. They're my favourite design, I think, but they're gone. The bronze Daleks, gone. And then I respect it. Just like Martha, Ryan goes, you know what? No. I don't want to travel with you anymore, Doctor. Like Tegan from the classics, well, not as angry and dramatic as Tegan, but I do enjoy, and I like that it's not just this sort of, oh no, they're dead, they're gone. Like, Ryan just said, you know what, Doctor, I like my life on home. And especially character-wise, this has been set up since the beginning of Series 12. Ryan's kept asking Yaz, he's kept doubting it, and I loved the character moment between the Doctor and Ryan in the TARDIS. This episode is definitely the most engaged I've ever felt to any of the characters from the Chibnall era. Jodie's Doctor was outstanding in this. Like, I know people out there will get angry at me for saying this, but until sort of midway through Series 12, I never fully clicked with her Doctor. Like, she was good, but I didn't think she compared to the others. Whereas now, she's up there, she beats a lot of them, she is really good, she's sort of got the character of the Doctor on point, and I'm majorly looking forward to seeing what Jodie has to deliver as this character in the future. Also, I realise I'm flapping my hands around a lot. I get a lot of comments telling me I need to stop, so I apologise profusely, but it's not going to stop me. Probably. Anyway, Ryan and Graham, they then, yeah, they leave, they go, respect it. There wasn't as much emotion there as there could have been. I did love, however, I absolutely loved, where I cheered when they got to the hill and Ryan was on his bike and we even got a, "You're doing it, mate," from Graham. Like, oh, there's got to be some, like, nod to Doctor Who poop. Like, that, I respect that, Chibnall. That was brilliant. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best companion exit, like, not by a long shot, but for 2 characters that I sort of enjoyed but didn't love, I think it was a respectable exit, and I am looking forward to seeing the dynamic between the Doctor and Yaz, and whoever this new guy, once again, I can't remember his name, whoever this new companion is, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the, like, episode and what the series, well, not the episode, the series has in store for its future. So, overall, in my initial review, I gave it a 7 or 8 out of 10. I've now decided I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. There were a few gripes, as I've said throughout the review, but overall, it was a really, really good episode. I would say Fugitive of the Jadoon and this are on par as my 2 favourite episodes of the Jodie era, and Spyfall Part 1 is up there as well. Like, I'd say it was really, really good. Once again, not perfect, but it was really, really enjoyable. I did like it a lot, and it's definitely going to have a lot of, like, rewatchability factor. And I do think that this is going to be, there's going to be a trilogy of New Year's Day Dalek stories. We've got Resolution, we've had Revolution, then give it like 2 years on the day, and we'll have the final part. Jodie's Doctor will still be here, but she'll be on her way out, and yeah, it'll all be a nice wrapped up Dalek thing. Once again, Daleks perfectly written, characters absolute. I can't actually fault anything the characters do. Like, lines are perfect. Jack, Captain Jack, should have been in there a little bit more. But the thing is, I don't know, because if you did give the episode a longer runtime, it would basically just be a movie, because it's already 1 hour 10 minutes long, and if it was a movie, would that be a problem? Like, it was I don't know. I really liked the episode. I'm just sort of going around in circles now, but I'm gonna finish this review off with, I loved the episode, thought it was really good. So glad Doctor Who is back. Like, obviously we've got to wait ages for Series 13, but that episode, I'd say solid 8 out of 10. Definitely the best, one of the best, of Chibnall's era so far. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and do tune in tomorrow for my more in-depth breakdown and analysis. Also, shortly I'm going to be going live on my YouTube channel, so join me there to ask me any questions or discuss what you thought of the episode. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. That does it for today's video. Goodbye.